to the
Go
party,
with
we
your
got the takes,
NFL
no
logo.
chase. Straight Shooter Podcast, winning the race.
Buenos dias, everybody. It is Eduardo, and happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone out there for our show, our Cinco de Mayo event this evening. And for that, we're going to everybody. We have to my right, I have the Flying Hawaiian, Carrie Iona, and to my furthest right, we have Ben Diesel. Anyway, so guys, tonight we're going to talk about a couple things. And one before the show, we were talking about the Sixers and whether or not they got a shot. And I was, man, it was kind of interesting when I listened to the like where these guys all came from. I thought literally the Sixers were playing Villanova last night because the Knicks have what 3 starters from the Villanova squads in the 2000. Yeah, I mean, whatever happened to DiVincenzo? Whatever happened to him? Because he was on the Knicks, wasn't he, for a while?
Dante DiVincenzo, I'm not sure.
But I don't know. Like Carrie,
I don't think he doesn't play for him anymore.
No, but
go ahead. What?
No, but looking at these guys, I mean, look, I really thought the Sixers had a good shot going in last night, at least to keep it close. Man, was I wrong?
Never were. They never were. I mean, Knicks have been sitting for what, like 4 or 5 days now. Like, they pretty much they had an easy 6-game series against the Hawks. It was almost a gentleman's sweep, I guess. 4-2 or whatever.
Yeah, they've been airing it out.
Sixers went down to the wire, dude. A 7-game series against the Knicks or against the Celtics, where they were down 3. They were down 3-1. And your screen is frozen.
Mine? Hold on.
Yeah,
because I'm sharing I'm sharing. I'm going right back right now. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, they just went. Sixers were worn out, man. They went through a 7-game series against Boston where Embiid played like 40 minutes in Game 7, coming off a 2-week surgery, and you expect him to play 2 nights later. I mean, you look against the Knicks. Embiid only played 25 minutes. BJ Edgecombe 28 minutes. Maxey 27 minutes. Like, they never stood a chance from the first quarter on. Like, they just. I'm gonna give him a pass for Game 1. We'll see what happens Game 2. I think we can steal one in New York. We have a talented. We have a good team, man. Like a really good team. But so do the Knicks. Knicks have a pretty good team. I like Jalen Brunson, man. They got to do something about him. They gotta come up with a game plan to stop him.
I'll put Edgecombe on.
Karl Anthony Towns. Him and Embiid have like this battle going. Like they just do not like each other. I think they had a fight in Game 1.
Yeah, I got a little
Anunoby's pretty dangerous. And Mikal Bridges, I like Mikal Bridges. I hate having to root against Villanova guys, but I just hate the Knicks.
Yeah,
I got to slow them down, man, because they've been averaging.
Yeah,
I think their last 3 or 4 games, they've been winning by 30+ points.
They can. When the Sixers are on, man, when Embiid's playing his game, he's unstoppable. Maxey can put up 30 points. Edgecombe's awesome for a rookie. He's off and on. Like when he's on fire, like he was Game 7 against Boston. Like one of those playoff games against Boston, he just arrived.
Yeah.
Like he's ready for the playoffs, man. I like Oubre's defense. Paul George, I like Paul George. I mean, he's not young Paul George anymore, but he can still play. We don't have any bench.
I look they got to play their A game against the Knicks. I mean, look, the way they played them, I think they were playing about on their heels a lot last night, watching them.
Yeah.
And looking at how Brunson was taking it to them. I mean, look, these guys were on, like you said, they were on 7 days rest.
Yeah.
they
They were
had a
geared
lot of
up for
time
this game.
a lot
They
of
were
times
playing. They were playing in their home crowd.
right. Well, of course. I mean, so it was tough. I'm not gonna make excuses for them. Do I think the game should have been closer? Yeah, but I think eventually when they started. I was talking earlier. I said when as the game progressed, they said, you know what, we're not going to win this one, and maybe they just gave their players some of the rest. I mean,
Definitely.
Well, what they're gonna have to do is just they're going to get physical with the Knicks and force them to take bad shots.
Oh yeah, and that's what
that's
game 2 will be.
yeah,
Game
that-
2 will be
the
physical. You what?
problem. Well, the problem is though, in like today's NBA, it's hard to do that because they call you for every little thing now.
yeah,
Yeah,
tackle.
You
playoffs.
barely tap somebody's wrist, and you're putting them on this free throw line. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I'll actually give the refs credit. They played a fair game series so far. Some of their calls, of course, I question. Like, I don't think they were anything malicious or anything like that. Like, hey, we need Celtics to win this and that. No, I don't think it was any of that. But they're letting the players play in the playoffs.
Well, they
for the
need
most part.
to let them do that, and
Yeah, they definitely.
Excuse
It
me.
ain't like the '90s anymore, but they.
Well, see, I was listening to Colin Coward's little podcast from yesterday while I was on the road today, and he brought up an interesting point about flopping. Like he thinks the NBA is about to really start, hammering down on players for flopping.
They were supposed to.
Yeah,
they were supposed to. No, they were supposed to, but the face of their league, Mr. LaFlop James, decided to keep flopping, and so the NBA never put the kibosh on it.
Did you see what LeBron did the other day, where he looked like The Rock when he got the Stone Cold Stunner? How he just like threw his legs up in the air and
yeah, dude. There's videos of him just being like he'll get like a little bump, and next thing you know, he's like.
Yeah, he's like somersaulting across the court. It's like, but from what Colin Coward was saying, that they're eventually gonna.
This is my LeBron invitation. He's gonna chill like LeBron, and he'll lay there for a while too.
Yeah, he will, and he'll lay there like he got hurt.
Yeah,
but they're talking about how they're gonna.
LeBron, man, you gotta move, man.
I'm sorry, but if I was a referee, man, and I seen that. If I see a ridiculous flop, I'm blowing the whistle. I'm about, look, bro, we can't have this.
Man, don't tell me his phone died again.
They're doing it, and I think he backed out because he had to cough real bad.
Okay.
The NFL does it. NFL flop. I mean, players flop. I think they need to start at, when players flop and try to draw flags and fouls, stuff like that. I think the team should be penalized for it when it's obvious.
That'll never happen though. They'll just get rewarded by not getting the call. That's you know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen. The ref will never call like a foul on a player. They should. They definitely should, but
I promise you, LeBron would hate me if I was the referee.
Imagine ref. Flag on the play. Player can't act for shit.
I just can't stand
player flopped,
laying all over
the 15 yards.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there's like one where his wrist got like he was holding the ball chest level, and the guy swatted at it, hit his wrist, but LeBron, like, he fell back holding his face and went down on the ground like he just got crow hop right in the jaw. And I'm like,
yeah, man, that's the problem when the face of your league does that shit. I'm sorry for the language. Does that crap. Because the NFL happens too when Mahomes will bitch and moan about the refs until like no end.
Watch that Netflix show.
I had these refs in my pocket for a while, but the refs are awful.
Exactly.
They're awful.
Watch that show called Quarterback on Netflix, the one with Patrick Mahomes in it. That man was
I watched
the whole time, dude.
I watched the first 15 minutes of it. I was like, I can't deal with him and Kirk Cousins in the same episode, man. I hate both of them quarterbacks. I don't want to watch that show.
Well, it's like
if Hurts or Purdy was
the Raiders,
Hurts was on there,
Well, Crosby will run up during the game and like shoulder check him, and like Mahomes is crying about it. I'm like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Mahomes. All right, you remember you played football with your friends in the backyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You always had that one kid that always whined and cried about everything.
Oh yeah.
Right? That's Mahomes on the football.
Yeah, but that's the kid we usually just tackled harder.
Yeah.
You know what? I used to play in summer basketball leagues for years, and I remember the first couple games I played when I was young. I used to yell at the ref because the refs were screwing up bad. I remember one time the ball went off the other guy's hands clear as day, and he got rewarded the ball. And I just bitched up a storm, man, and it got me absolutely nowhere. So ever since then, I just played. If the ref had a bad call or if the ref called a foul, I just nod my head at him. So there was times, and after that, I started getting calls.
Well, it's like the moment that I lost all respect. I mean, Mahomes is talented. I give him that. I respect him for that. But man, the moment I lost respect for him, like on a sportsmanship level, was that game against the Bills. When the Bills beat them, whatever, and Josh Allen went on that rant. Worst officiated game ever, when he's shaking Josh Allen's hand, just throwing a fit. And I was like, oh, the referees didn't call a game your way for once, and this is how you act.
Yeah.
I was like, good God, bro. After that, I was done
Chiefs
with them.
Chiefs and their fans have no right to complain about the refs.
Not at all.
Ever, in my opinion. Their whole entire dynasty was held by the refs. I don't care what anybody says. They beat us in the Super Bowl. They beat us in the Super Bowl because of the refs. And I wholeheartedly believe that if we had a chance with the ball with 2 minutes left, if they didn't call Bradbury on that call, we would have. Hurts would have scored.
I agree.
Hurts would have definitely. We only needed 3 points to tie it.
Yeah.
Well,
so
that Super Bowl, the Super Bowl we had,
we got robbed.
The Super Bowl we played against the Chiefs when Greenlaw tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
Warner and Greenlaw they were physically abusing Patrick Mahomes in that game. The 49ers, like, if you don't look at the score,
I remember that game.
If you don't look at the score, the 49ers kicked their ass in that game. Like, physically beat their asses.
Yeah, Chiefs get away with a lot of shit.
But
man.
after Greenlaw went down, when he tore his Achilles, dude, I was sitting there watching that game, and that offensive tackle would sit there and wrap his arm around Nick Bosa from behind, like in a sleeper hold, and take him down, and no flags at all. They did it on like 2 plays in a row, man. Like, how can an offensive lineman tackle a defensive end from behind and not get flagged?
Yeah, there was another game. I forget who they played. It got completely robbed.
Wasn't it the?
Oh yeah, it was us.
I think.
But no, they definitely robbed a lot of teams, man.
Yeah.
Didn't the Ravens got shafted by them too? I think.
But good teams get away with that shit. So
the thing is, I mean, that's when the Eagles Super Bowl, when they won, they just left.
Yeah.
They left no question. The refs couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I won't discredit their dynasty that way. But don't be throwing the dynasty in our face, especially Eagles fans' face, because we embarrassed y'all in the Super Bowl. Yep. Don't throw that in our face, and just act like you've been there before, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, when fans act like the way they do, it just shows that they've been deprived of winning for so long they can't handle success.
And I get in arguments with Chiefs fans all the time on the videos and comments, and every video I see on Facebook on the reels, I go straight to the comments. I gotta stop doing that. Because my notifications get blown up, and some dudes say something. I have some dudes say some effed up stuff to me, man.
I remember I commented on something on one of NFL Fox's pages on Facebook. Man, I forgot what game it was that after a game. It was I think it was a playoff game, and I said one little comment, and an hour later I checked, I had 36 notifications. Like everybody was coming at me. I was like,
yeah, those
"Come on,
comments get
bro!"
bad, man.
Yeah, I'm like, man, if I was like, I just said y'all are a bunch of homers. Okay, I
Yeah,
mean, I'll admit when my team screws up and does something stupid that I don't like. I'll admit it all day long. I'm not a homer, but I
yeah.
mean, the 49ers
This
have
dude was
plenty of
giving us
faults.
this dude was giving us shit for being a Sixers fan, and what he
Uh,
was gonna say was kind of true. We haven't won since '83, but don't tell us about the loyalty to our team. Like don't question our loyalty when you're you're a fan of whoever's hot at the moment. You know what
yeah.
I mean? I think he was I forget what his team was, but it was totally different in the area he was from, and it was I think he was a Cavs fan, maybe. I forget. He wouldn't. Matter of fact, he didn't even say his team was,
But what
and
gets me is like,
he was one of them
I
young dudes. Like he knew nothing about loyalty and shit he was saying.
well, the thing that gets me too, though, is like, yeah, if your team's doing good all of a sudden, if they've been bad for a long time and they finally start doing good, you have something to be happy about. Yeah, walk around with your chest puffed out, but
Yeah,
don't get
definitely.
ridiculous with it. I mean,
Like Cowboy
like some
fans.
of these fans, like seriously though, who did you ever really see claiming to be a Chiefs fan prior to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes?
I didn't know any of them.
The only
Honestly,
time I ever
I don't
see,
think I knew. I don't think. I mean, I've seen them here and there, but I don't. I was never any friends with them, or I never seen them in any Facebook groups. They were
Seattle
never around.
fans. Like I don't remember. I mean, dude, I'm NFC West. Okay, I've never seen any Seattle fans pounding their chest prior to the Legion of Boom days.
Yeah, yeah. Before
I'm
they had
like,
Russ. Yeah, I didn't
Rams.
see them around.
They've been around a little bit.
Their
They
stadium. I remember their stadiums being pretty freaking empty. Like we played them. I think in '89 when they went 1-15,
mhm.
and their stadium for how big it was when they played in the Kingdom,
Yep.
and that stadium was empty, man. They had a hell of a defense, so they had Cortez Kennedy at the time, like, and we beat them by a field goal, and they were 1-15 at the time. That was the season they were 1-15, and we almost
They
lost to them.
they started packing their stadium after they drafted Sean Alexander.
Yeah, when they built a new
Oh yeah,
stadium and everything. What
yeah.
year
They
did they
built a
build a
new
new
stadium.
stadium?
Sean Alexander was winning them a few games. They still weren't there
Yeah,
yet. They got Hasselbeck and they went to the Super Bowl against the
yeah.
Steelers.
I thought
And
Ricky Waters was a hell of a running back for them, man. I thought he did a great job
dude,
with them.
Ricky
Rick,
Waters,
Ricky belongs in the Hall of Fame, in my
yeah, he
opinion.
does.
He
Ricky
belongs
Waters
in
was
the
a
Hall of
beast
Fame.
for us, man.
I loved Ricky with us, man. When we got him from you guys,
Dude had
I was
what I liked
surprised he
about
left.
him, he ran angry, bro. Like
Yeah,
that man was
remember
like
that
he
game? He
was an
scored
angry
five
runner.
touchdowns. He scored 5 touchdowns in the NFC Championship game for
Yeah.
y'all.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that
He was a
he was a
beast.
nasty running back, man.
Yeah, because after him, we had maybe I think Kevin Barlow was the next big thing after him. Then we got Frank Gore. Frank
I
Gore,
remember,
Frank
I
Gore's an
remember.
unsung hero, man.
Oh yeah, I think Gore eventually gets in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah, I think he is actually. I think he's going to be on this upcoming class, maybe.
Is he? I'm pretty sure. I think you're right, man.
Yeah, I think he is because I know Roger Craig. He just got in finally. He should have been in a long time ago.
Wait, he wasn't
That's
in.
diabolical, man. That he just now got in. Like Roger Craig, pretty much set the bar for what running backs are today. Like Christian
Would
McCaffrey, the way they play.
I mean, I know Steve Young, Montana, Rice. They're obvious Hall of Famers. Ronnie Lott. Um, did
I
Malik
think
Willis get in?
T.O. should get in.
T.O. is in. He's
Oh,
in.
he is in? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You remember he didn't show up to his induction. He had his own
That's
little
right.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
What an asshole. Um,
yeah, he was.
yeah, he
I
definitely
don't know,
should have
man,
got
dude.
in.
If Terrell Owens, like, see, I hold him and Randy Moss in the same category.
Yeah, I think he's
If
one of
they
the
would
best
have
top 3
focused on
receivers
their
of all time.
craft, dude, if they would
Yeah.
have, Randy Moss especially, if Randy Moss would just focused on being a receiver and not being such an arrogant ass, dude, he
Dude,
probably would have broken a lot of Rice's records.
you know how happy I was when we got Terrell Owens from you
Oh,
guys
dude, when we let him go, I was pissed. I was
for
not
a
happy.
third round pick and Brandon Whiting?
Yep.
Dude, I was on top of the top of the mountain that like I was in the rooftop shouting for joy, and then it
Dude,
ended the way it did. But he got us to the
didn't
Super Bowl that season.
yeah, he on a broken ankle at that. He had like
Mhm.
a fractured ankle too.
Yeah, he
Dude was
came
a
back for that
beast,
Super
man.
Bowl. Yeah, he was, dude, in a third round pick. I remember there was an NFL Films episode, one of those NFL film shows, and he was sitting there posing for like this guy making a sculpture for him of him. Do you
Mhm.
remember? You ever seen that episode when he was getting a sculpture
I
made of
probably have,
Terrell
yeah.
Owens, and he's just sitting there posing for the dude with his shirt off, with his hands behind his back, and he's just kind of like sitting there, like just posing for the dude and talking at the same time. Like it's like a real chill conversation. And I'm like looking at this dude, and I'm like, there is no way he is a receiver, man. This guy is a monster. I was like, holy shit,
T.O. was
dude.
not a small receiver, man. It was a big dude. He's like
No, dude, he
6'3".
was, yeah, when
Like
he was at least 230, 240 at least. I mean, I know his
I
listed
think
weight
he
was
was. I think he
225.
was. I think he was around the 220 range. I think,
Yeah, he
but the
was
dude had
huge
no
though,
body
man.
fat on him.
Yeah,
Like
his
I
chest.
saw a video, a recent video. I'd say recent, but I think it was like from a year or two ago, which is still
Oh, he,
impressive because he's in his 50s now. He's
yeah,
still
he
they
still thinks
timed
he
his
can play.
40-yard
Yeah,
dash. He still ran a 4.4 and a 40, bro, in his 50s.
yeah, he can still probably play. Like, I
And
mean, I
I
know
think
his
he
last couple
could.
seasons with Seattle, he did nothing, but he just wasn't part of their offense. You know what I mean? Like, I think he could. I think he definitely could come in and put in
You
a
do
season or
something.
so. Yeah, he could. He could play. I
You just
mean,
put him in red zone plays. He'll
I mean,
grab. He'll.
taking a hit when you're in your 50s, no matter how good a shape
It's
in, like
different.
you say, it
Well,
hits different than when
well,
you last played when he was like 36,
yeah. And
37.
plus, yeah, it's been so long. His body's not
Yeah,
tuned to
yeah,
being physical like that anymore to
yeah.
take physical
Oh
contact
yeah,
anymore.
definitely he ain't going through a training camp. Like
No, if
he
somebody.
ain't doing
Yeah,
any
the
of
first
that
time
shit.
someone really plants one on him, he'll probably be like,
Yeah,
maybe I should
yeah,
stay
maybe,
home.
yeah, maybe not. Maybe this was a bad idea.
Well, see, it's like Randy Moss, man. It's like when he was with the Raiders, like he was really cutting up with the Vikings. Like Chris Carter couldn't really do nothing with him.
Yeah,
And when he went to the Raiders, I remember Randy Moss saying, like, I don't run cross routes, I don't run
yeah.
slot, I'll
That's the
run.
one
I was
thing.
like, dude, he eliminated. I want to say like I want to say 5 routes off the route tree that he didn't want to run because he just wants to run
Yeah,
streaks and posts. That's all because he didn't want to get hit.
yeah.
He
I
didn't. He
mean,
didn't
it's a
like being.
shame
He
too,
felt like
because he was unstoppable. But as far as what you're saying, that to me doesn't make him better than Terrell Owens. Definitely doesn't make him
no,
better than Jerry Rice.
no. But I'm
Because
saying
to
like
me, Jerry
if
Rice is the
Moss,
gold standard. Like always will be.
yeah. Well, I mean, if Moss had, I'd say Jerry Rice's level of discipline and mental, just
Yeah,
mentality. I firmly believe that Moss probably would have broke some of his records.
yeah. You know what, dude? And to me, his record still wouldn't impress me compared to what Jerry Rice was able to
Well,
do
it's like
back in his day. Jerry was like still like to me, like I look at receivers coming out in the league and I say, I still like think of Jerry Rice as that gold standard. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
does he still
they
have that
run on the
Jerry
route
Rice?
tree.
Yes. And
he's
when
got solid
a
hands.
receiver, when I hear a receiver say like he patterns his game after Rice or he worked with Jerry Rice, that's like a huge plus for me. That's why I like Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson worked with Jerry Rice. I forget.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple like receivers that worked. I think Devontae Smith might have worked with him or something. But
I think Kittle worked with him too.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Kittle and Rice are tight though. They hang out in the
Well,
back.
I think Rice was a big reason Terrell Owens was so great. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He had that work ethic, dude. Like his training was just he did that mountain training,
dude, that
and
was insane, man.
yeah, he was just and I hated playing the 49ers back then. That West Coast offense back then, it was just unstoppable. Like with
Well,
Rice and
see,
Taylor, like and I
that's like when
remember
go ahead.
no, I'm saying I remember like a cornerback saying like anytime Rice put his hand up, it was like, you know, when you're
Yeah.
driving and you see the red and blue lights come on behind you. That's what it felt like whenever Rice put his arm up for the ball. Like
Yeah,
it
because
was
they're
like
being
that.
put on the money, you know.
Yeah, you got that feeling, you know, like oh here
Well,
it comes.
very rare do you have a combo like that where you have Joe Montana who can put the ball anywhere he wants it.
Oh yeah,
And you got Rice who runs such pristine routes and has great hands. It's
yeah,
like, I mean, it's hard to stop. It's really hard to stop. And then,
yeah,
like, when Moss broke Jerry Rice's single season touchdown record, it's hard for me to be impressed with that in the modern era because it's a pass heavy league, which the run game's making a comeback.
yeah,
I think the
yeah,
run game's actually making a comeback. But man, at the time that record was broken by Moss, man, it's like all the teams were just airing out the ball, man. It's like it was a pass
yeah,
heavy league. And in this level of NFL now with the rules and stuff, and they can you can do that easier than you could back then.
yeah. I
Rice did
still
that in
think
a run heavy league, you know.
yeah, definitely when cornerbacks were. Well, I think those kind of rules work to his advantage because back then, like you know, corners were allowed to get away with shit, but
Yep.
back then corners were like 5'10", 5'11". You know, they were like the little guys still. And here comes Rice. He's like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". He's like 210, you know, 215. He's huge. He's fast. He's physical. He was
I'll
allowed to
never
get away with
forget.
that stuff. Like back then, like you know, that's what like I said, that's what made Rice so good because he used that the physicality of the game to his advantage. You know what I mean? Like he could
Dude, it
he
was
beat up on
football.
corners.
It was football poetry, man. Watching Rice and Deion Sanders line up.
Oh yeah, that
Watch,
was a great
oh
matchup.
man,
That was one of
dude,
the best matchups ever.
man,
Um,
it was. It's like they got the best of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
Rice didn't always beat Sanders.
yep,
Sanders didn't always, shut Rice down. It was just back and forth, just a dogfight.
yeah. Uh, Dion's one of those dudes that I can't call him the greatest cornerback ever when he didn't tackle. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean? Yeah, he could tackle. He did tackle, but he wasn't like a willing tackler like a Troy Vincent
no,
or you
he's not
know
gonna.
or Rod Woodson. I still think Rod Woodson's one of the greatest corners ever.
Yeah, he is.
Aeneas
Well, dude,
Williams.
Woodson, man, that Woodson was a hard nosed safety playing corner.
Yeah.
That's the way he played.
I'll always say they were more complete corners, especially for back then when the running game was so important.
Yep.
Yeah, Dion shut off half the field. Like I'll give him credit for that, but he didn't do you any favors when it came to the run game. You know what I mean?
No. Well,
Um,
it's like if your receiver was a good enough run blocker to put your hands on him, he took him out every play,
yeah, and
every
I
run play.
remember John Madden breaking down a play, and it was Fred Barnett, you know, for the Eagles at the time, had took Deion Sanders inside on a small little post route, like I think it was like 5-10 yard post route, and had him beat that way. And John Madden had broke down the play, and he's like, "See, this is how Deion can be beat." Like, Dion is a great corner, but this is how he can be beat. And this is
Yeah.
what smart offenses do. They bring him inside. Like, look, he does not like to come inside.
Nope.
Like, he doesn't even want contact. Like, but yeah, I'll give him that. Like, he did bait receivers into that, like, to the outside, and he was good at that. And he did change the game, but like I said, I just can't call him the most complete corner when he really wasn't the most complete. Like, you got to be,
Yeah, I mean, he was a good
you got to be
corner,
able
good
to,
return.
you
He
got to
was a
be
good
able to
special
tackle.
teams guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great returner, great
yeah, it's
return,
great
great
return. It's
athlete.
so fast. I mean, he could just
Yeah, I
blow right
mean,
by. He was.
yeah, he
I
ran
mean,
a
he ran like
4.1.
what a. Yeah, he ran like a 4.1 or something like that in a league
Yeah,
where 4.5 was considered world class speed. At the
yeah.
time.
Oh, he
It's,
was
it's
world class, dude. Like,
yeah, it's like
Olympic speed. Like, he
it was
still holds the
insane.
record for like when a corner has when someone comes out and has like a 4.1 or 4, somebody fat, I can't, like Tyreek Hill or something. It's Dion's record. He had to have broken or something like that. Like, Dion was fast, and he played
Hmm.
2 sports. I'll
Yeah,
give him credit as
he was a
like
pretty good
Carl.
baseball player, man. I
Yeah,
thought
like
he
Carl
was.
was saying, with the greatest athlete thing. I'll give him that because he did play 2 sports, but I still think when it comes to sports, physicality is like a big thing with me. When it comes
Yeah.
to my opinion, you got to be
Well,
tough.
especially if it's a physical sport like football, it's
Yeah,
contact sport.
like
And,
with
and if you're
Gretzky.
in if you're playing a contact sport and you shy away from contact,
Exactly. Like, I'll never give Gretzky his whole due because he never got into a fight, or
Wayne
he didn't.
Gretzky,
But yeah, um, compared to somebody like, I guess, Lemieux or somebody like that. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not a huge hockey historian, but
well,
just using that as an
I'll
example,
say
like,
I'll say Gretzky was never. I mean, he got physical when needed be, but he never really fought. He wasn't the enforcer.
yeah, I like
They
a
have
war. I
they have
like,
enforcers on their teams. I mean, or what they call them, goons in hockey.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
every team has one or two of those guys. You have to.
yeah.
You
I
got to
remember
have
it was
that.
a playoff game. I think it was like the Kings versus the Rangers or whatever, and it was a playoff game, and like both teams were just fighting. Like, both
Mhm.
benches were clear. Everybody was out on the ice just fighting. It was just like a brawl. And they showed Gretzky just like sitting to the side the whole time, shaking his head, going like,
Well,
just not getting involved. You know
I,
what I
I,
mean?
I, I'm not saying that he was scared to fight or he was too good to fight or anything, but at the same time, the guy was at the time was the Michael Jordan of hockey.
Definitely. Yeah.
And I believe he was probably pulled aside like, look, this is hockey. I mean, we're starting to gain a lot of popularity. You are our face of the league. We
Yeah.
don't
Don't
need you
get.
out there getting your nose
Yeah.
broken or knocked out on
Yeah. I
ice.
get that. I get
I
that.
see. I think I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they were actually protecting him as an investment and wouldn't let him partake in any of that stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why,
Uh,
like, my favorite boxers are Arturo Gatti. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because he would take a
Arturo Gotti
beating.
was. Oh yeah, he was a
Yeah.
beat.
Yeah.
Him and
I love
his
Gatti.
fights with Mickey Ward, man. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he was a warrior. I think my athlete always has to have like the warrior spirit in him. You know what I mean?
mhm,
I tend to think it's the Hawaiian warrior in me.
yeah.
Like, I need that. I need that in my favorite athlete.
Well, see, that's what I loved about Michael Jordan, man. He was the face of the league. You'd think he'd be protected. No.
Yeah,
That man was always like in someone's face, like getting physical, fighting somebody. I mean, him and Reggie Miller used to have some of the like most knockout, drag out fights in
oh
NBA
yeah,
history. But like
yeah.
Jordan was never one to shy away from contact.
No,
You don't see
no.
that with LeBron, dude. Like,
Yeah, yeah. LeBron's not
uh,
going to sit there and say, "I'm taking this guy tonight," like the best
well,
offensive
what's
player. Like,
crazy, dude? LeBron is a beast. He's a specimen.
Oh,
6'9", 260 pounds, and to be as quick and as strong as he is, if he wanted to, man, he could dominate anybody in the paint.
Oh, can you imagine if he had Kobe spirit to him? Or, you know what I mean?
If he had an ounce of Jordan and Kobe's killer instinct,
and he
I
just
would have no problem putting LeBron in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah, like he's had games he's done it, like that playoff game against Golden State. He did. I'll give him credit. He was great in that series. I still will contend to say that the Warriors would have won it if Draymond Green didn't get suspended.
Yeah,
but I'll give LeBron props for that series. I will never put him over Jordan. I'm sorry, just never will.
I don't put
I'll say LeBron. I'll say LeBron is my top 4, or definitely my top 5. But as far as
my ceiling on that is top 5. I mean, I got Jordan, Kobe. I'd say Bill Russell, Bird, Magic Johnson. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, I got Wilt in there.
Yeah, it's like those guys, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that was rough basketball. That was like contact sport basketball.
Yeah.
Park level basketball, man. Like,
and they didn't jump, from team to team. They didn't look for the best situation. They didn't have super teams. Like, it's hard for me to say who my top 5 is. Like, I'll put Larry Bird in there. I'll put Magic in there. Dr. J is like right at that level.
Bird is considered one of the best shit talkers in NBA history.
Oh no, without a doubt. Yeah.
It's like you look at him like he's so quiet and reserved, man. But they say when you get him on that court, he just a switch, man. A switch comes on and it's over with. He's all over you. And he wasn't scared to fight nobody either, man. That dude Bird was a monster.
I'll put Pippen up there too. Pippen was a pretty good player. Like, he was a good defensive player. He could defend all 5 positions.
Could you imagine if Dennis Rodman would have had any bit of offense? If he had half the offense of Scottie Pippen with his defensive skills, Rodman would be in. He'd be in
what's
that conversation.
crazy? In college, I think he played for a junior college or whatever, but he averaged like 27 points a game in college. Like he was a scorer in college, and then he had like some crazy growth spurt.
Yeah,
like I think it was like his junior year, like he grew like 7 inches or something, and then started doing what he did. Like, he just had an energy to him. I always think Rodman is one of the greatest defensive players and
dude, he's the only player
I ever seen. The Worm.
He's the only player that I have ever seen get the best of Shaq.
Yeah, he got in Shaq's head. Yeah,
he's the only player that I ever seen really control Shaq and to be smaller than Shaq.
Yeah, he got in Pippen's head bad. Oh, I know that much. When he had those
Spurs,
long,
right?
No, when he was in Detroit. Remember when Pippen was a rookie? Pippen was young when it happened, and Detroit had the bad boys and this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Isaiah Thomas.
To me, Rodman was I don't think he was ever a fit with San Antonio. I know.
No, he didn't get along with what's his name.
I think Chuck Daly was able to control him. Yeah. Robinson just had a complete different personality than him.
Yeah, Robinson was. I mean, they called him the Admiral for a reason.
That's what was so great about Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson could coach those egos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had Jordan, who was the greatest basketball player ever. You had Pippen, and then you had Rodman. So, and just Phil Jackson always had that ability. Like, he was able to do it with Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah. Dude, if Shaq and Kobe would have worked better together.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, they would have had a run out of this. I mean, they had a damn good run
Yeah.
to begin with. If they would have learned to work together and put their egos aside. I mean, I'll say this. I know it's an alpha male thing, but that rightfully so, that's Kobe's house.
Yeah.
Shaq came in after Kobe. You know, he tried to establish that. Oh, this is my house. You know, no.
Yeah.
I think I love Shaq to death. He's one of my favorite people on this planet. But I think he came in with the wrong mindset with the Lakers. I think he was wrong for the way he tried to handle it. Like, I think if he would have been like, Kobe was here first. This is his show. I'm here to support it. Oh man.
No Kobe.
Dude, I think they probably would have won 3 more rings. Easily.
Definitely, man.
Easily.
They had a pretty good put together team, but it's LA. You know what I mean? It gets the players' heads. Shaq destroyed us, man, in that 2001 finals.
I was glad to see him retire, man. he beat the Warriors down so bad. We had nobody to match him up in the paint. I mean, well, nobody really did, but
yeah. I know the Kings couldn't beat them ever. And I think the Kings were winning like 68, 65, 68 games a season with Chris Webber and Jason Williams they had,
dude, for some reason
they had Mike Bibby.
Yep, I remember those days. Yep.
Yeah, I loved Webber, and I remember when the Sixers got Webber, I'm like, now we're getting him.
Yeah, dude,
he's like
Shaq
what, in year 12?
Down. If you shut Webber down, you did something.
Yeah.
I mean, he just couldn't get nothing going on him, man. The
NBA was so good back then.
Oh man, I think to me, I say when Kobe retired.
Who else was on that Lakers team? It was Rick Fox, right?
Rick Fox
was the other guy.
I want to say, didn't Ron Harper leave I think didn't Ron Harper play for the Lakers post Bulls? In that run,
I don't know. They had what's his name, Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher, man, that was a 3-point shooter out of this world, bro.
Van Exel was kind of gone at that point, right?
Van Exel, yeah.
They had Van Exel for a little while. Paul Gasol, right?
Paul Gasol. I think he was really young when Shaq was there.
Yeah. I know they tried, Karl Malone and Gary Payton and all that. That didn't work out too well. But they had Rodman for a little bit too. I remember that. They had a Rodman experiment.
I want to say,
I knew that was a bad fit from the get. Like I was like, there is no way he's gonna be able to handle LA.
No.
Like I think he ended up on like celebrity rehab after that.
Dude, I remember when Rodman was with the Bulls, like he was having this is when Rodman was getting thrown out of games. That one game where he took his shirt off and threw it, and he actually he went to Phil Jackson and said, "Look, I need a 48-hour break." And Phil went and ran that by Michael, and it was like, Rodman wants a 48-hour break. He wants to go to Vegas for 48 hours. And Jordan told Phil Jackson, if you let that man go to Vegas for 48 hours, we'll never see him again. And sure enough, they let him go. He was there. He came back when his 40 hours were up. He went to Jordan's hotel room and knocked on the door. Said he came in. Jordan said Robin came in, greeted him. They both lit up a cigar and just chilled.
That's
and after that, they were locked in. And they went on their little run.
Yeah,
I was like, he just needed that outlet, man. He needed to get out of his system.
You got to give certain guys, you got to let them do their thing, man.
Yeah,
he was a character, man, but he was worth it. They won another 3 titles because of him.
Dude,
you know what I mean? When they lost Horace Grant.
Yeah, his purpose was defense and rebounds.
Yeah, they tried to replace they tried replacing Horace Grant with Tony Kukoc. They tried, putting Tony Kukoc as power forward, starting power. It never worked.
Well, Kukoc was supposed to be their answer when Jordan retired the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, nobody's going to be your answer for Jordan. I mean, come on,
Yeah,
bro. It's like Pippen is probably going to be your next best thing on that team, and he's not Jordan.
I remember what they did to him in the Olympics, man. They put it.
Oh,
they killed him in the Olympics.
Well, the reason why is because it's like wrestling. Okay, you get how professional wrestling works. How they put people over. Like you got to pay your dues to get put over.
Yeah.
The NBA was putting Kukoc ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
And that didn't sit well with anybody. Everybody's like, whoa, hold on, man. Who's he? And I think the NBA Kukoc probably would have been a lot better player than what he ended up being if the NBA didn't. I think the NBA ruined him.
Yeah. I didn't like when the Sixers had traded for him. I think they traded Tim Thomas for him, and I never liked that trade.
Mm-hmm.
But we ended up trading him to the Atlanta Falcons or Atlanta Hawks for Dikembe Mutombo. So it worked out for us that it transferred from Tony Kukoc to Mutombo. But I never liked him on the Sixers. I never thought he would be a fit with Allen Iverson. Who disappointed me on the Sixers, who had the Sixers had signed, was Glenn Robinson. I thought Glenn Robinson would be a great fit for Iverson, but he just didn't have it anymore. Derek Coleman, he was when he came back around the second time, he played his heart out, but he just didn't have it at that point.
I'll admit this, man. I remember when the Warriors drafted Curry.
Yeah.
And I was not excited about that pick at all. I remember this, man. I was not excited about it. I was like, man, he's a small point guard. We need a big dude in the paint, man, more than anything. That's what I thought.
He was a lottery pick, wasn't he?
I think he was.
Hold on, I'll look it up right now.
I want to say 38. He was. Or no, he was before the lottery shit, wasn't he?
The lottery's been around since like the 90s. I know that much, or since the 80s. Oh yeah, he was the 7th overall pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't excited about that pick, to be honest with you, man, but it turned out pretty good.
I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say it's gonna be a sad day in San Francisco when he retires.
Let me see who else was drafted that season after him. That was the season Blake Griffin went number 1. James Harden went number 3. Tyreek Evans, Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, see, I was wanting.
Yeah,
I was Blake Griffin was one of the ones I wanted, but I knew we weren't going to get him. He was going to go number 1 overall. At that time, I would have taken him over Curry.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, hell no.
Who did we end up? The Sixers end up with that season after Curry. DeMar DeRozan was picked a couple of picks after. Drew Holiday. We ended up with Drew Holiday, number 17. He was a good player, man. I was upset when we traded him, and I really wanted him back. There wasn't many Jeff Teague. I'm looking at the All-Stars from that.
I remember getting a lot of flack for this back when the Warriors brought in Kevin Durant. I remember saying on some of the ESPN posts on Facebook, I was like, man, we don't need Durant. I was like, now we got the super team, name tag attached to our last 2 championships, and I hated that because they didn't need it. They didn't need Durant to win another 1 or 2, but I'm glad we won with him on there, but at the same time, I felt like it was expected, with Kevin Durant in his prime teaming up with Curry. And I was like, it was expected after that. It wasn't as exciting as the first two without him. You know?
Yeah. That was like unfair at that point, kind of. It
Yeah,
was
it
so
was. I
obvious they
mean,
were going to win a fucking championship that year.
yeah, I mean, me being a Warriors fan, yeah, I was excited that I was like, shit, we're awesome. It's a good feeling, but I felt like we could have done it without him. It just, like I said, it just took away some of the excitement. And I voiced that back when that happened. I still feel the same way. Nothing against Kevin Durant. Thank you for what you've done for the Warriors, but I remember that some of the Warriors fans are like, they were pissed at me for saying that shit. I was like, well, I'm just being honest. I mean, well, I think we're good enough to win it without him. Or was.
The following season, I'm looking at the old 2010 draft. I wanted DeMarcus Cousins, but we ended up with Evan Turner. You guys drafted Ekpe Udo, number 6 overall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, I think, I'll be honest with you, man.
What year did you get Klay Thompson? Klay Thompson was like, what he
Thompson
was
was wasn't he 2018? No, 16, I think.
2011.
11, damn.
Yeah, he was 11th overall pick.
Doesn't seem like he wasn't with us that long, but yeah, it was him and Curry. They really came on together, man. Like,
Yeah, Iguodala, I thought was the glue to that team. I thought Iguodala was the man.
yeah, he was.
Y'all owe us for that one.
He was he was good for us, man. Like, I just felt like he was overshadowed by Curry
Oh
and
yeah,
Thompson.
by
The
the big
Splash
three.
Brothers thing, that took the league by storm, man. That's all you ever seen on ESPN on the highlights was the Splash Brothers highlight reel.
Yeah, Klay Thompson was taken right ahead of Kawhi Leonard. We took Nikola Vucevic that season. I liked him, man.
I
Nick
think
Vucevic.
Kerr's out, man. I think Kerr's leaving this year or after the season's over.
Jimmy Butler was taking 30th that season.
That's what hurt us this year, man, is losing Butler. I think if Jimmy Butler would have stayed healthy and didn't get hurt,
Yeah,
we
I
didn't have
like
our
Jimmy Butler, man.
yeah, I
I
liked
when
him.
we ended up keeping what's his name? Damn. Who did we end? Can't remember his name. We ended up keeping him over Jimmy Butler. Anyway, what season did you get Draymond Green?
Had him for a minute.
Yeah, he was a second rounder.
Yeah, he was.
2012.
Yeah, they had a hell of a draft in those little short few years, man. But they've
Yeah,
been
I thought
missing bad.
he was a nasty player, man. Draymond.
Yeah, he's got '90s basketball all over him, man.
Yeah,
Like
he
as far as
reminded me of like
physicality goes.
He reminded me of like an Anthony Mason
Yeah,
or like
he's
a
he
more
like
athletic Charles Oakley.
if basketball had was like hockey and had goons, that's what Draymond Green is.
Yeah.
But Green can actually
Um,
play some defense, man. He's
and I thought Green has always been an underrated offensive player.
yeah, he can play a little offense too, but
Yeah,
he
because he's a
just
good passer and he's a good ball handler. Um, I remember Shaq called him the king of the triple single.
well, it
He's
makes me
like,
mad
"Whoa,
with
with your triple
Draymond, man.
single?"
It's some of the stuff he does during the games. Like I don't like dirty playing, man. When you kick a guy in the nuts and shit, I don't like
Yeah,
that. It's a
yeah, I
bad
never
look on the
liked
franchise.
that.
Like the Warriors have always been a storied, clean franchise. Don't stain it. It's like stop it. I
Yeah,
can't stand that
I
crap.
had a dude on my team. We went to Ocean City at a pickup game. We used to go from city to city, and there would be like 5 of us, and we would go to like Ocean City or we go to Sea Isle City up along the Jersey Shore. every different weekend we'd hit basketball courts, and we were in Ocean City and we were playing ball against these guys, and there was this dude, he was ready to go to Brown University. I remember he was this tall, like 6'5" dude. He was hitting threes like every time, like wide open threes, like just draining it. Like he was good, but he was kind of cocky about it. And I was like, "Where you going, Brown?" And I'm like, I asked him where he was going. He said Brown, and I'm like, "Is it an all black school?" I don't know why I thought it. He's like, "No, dude, it's Ivy League." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right." Fuck, I'm like, he was just that type of dude. So my boy, he was like, he did an up and under move, like faked him out, was posting him up, and did an up and under move, but purposely like stuck his hip out so the dude would go up, try to block it and jump. And when the dude went to jump up, he kind of threw that hip under, and the dude ended up like getting low bridged and ended up hitting the floor, the concrete floor or the pavement pretty hard. He got scraped up pretty good, and my boy walked past me. He was like, "That was on purpose." Like he said real quietly. He kind of said it. He didn't say it too quietly. He was like, "Yeah, that was on purpose." And I was like, "Come on, man. We don't play like that, dude. It wasn't cool." I'm not gonna. He was the type of dude. His name was Damien. He got me in, like, I remember I stood up for him a few times. I got into a few fights at the party, and I expected him. He'd start a fight. I'd end up sticking up for him, and while I'm sticking up for him, ready to fight the dudes, I look back, and this freaking guy is walking out the back door. I'm like, "Wait, you're gonna leave me? Like I'm gonna fight for you, and you're gonna leave me?" I mean, I still tried to fight the dude anyway, but I was pissed at him for not being there. He was that type of dude. He was that type of dude at parties. Was that type of dude on a basketball court. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand that dude. That's, to me, that's coward crap, man.
Yeah.
If you gotta play, if you gotta play dirty to win, you're just grimy, man. Like
we gave him shit for walking out on us during the fight, because actually me and this other dude I was friends with him stuck up. He was ready to fight. He was by my side, and we kind of gave him shit afterwards. And I was like, whatever. That just shows who you are. But this dude was like, "Nah, dude, you can't be doing that. If we're gonna be fighting for you, you can't be just walking out." And his excuse was, "Oh well, I didn't want to escalate it any further. I knew what I had done was an a-hole move, and
then he should
I
have
knew the
stayed
dudes
there
would
to
get it."
cool everything down.
Yeah. And I'm like, "So you would just walk out while your boys are ready to fight?"
Yeah, he could at least stuck around to help you guys, or at least stuck around to cool everything down if he realized that, man, I shouldn't have done that. Like,
Not
be a
cool, man.
man.
Not cool. I hate dudes like that. I hate athletes like that. Weasels, I call them.
Yeah.
I hate weasels.
Yeah, playing a lot of basketball, man. Several of them like that.
Yeah.
Like just playing in someone's driveway or playing on a court, at a park somewhere, man. You're always gonna play against somebody like that.
I expect like an elbow here and there. I expect a little physicality, like a push in the chest. You know what I mean? Like when you're somebody trying to post somebody up, them like, I expect a level of physicality. I don't expect little dirty tricks, man. I hate dirty players. Like that's why I hated John Stockton.
Yeah, Stockton was sneaky. He was sneaky, man.
Yeah, sneaky little dirty players.
Yeah, he was. If you pissed him off, he wouldn't show it. He'd be quiet for a little bit. Then
those little low picks, little
low picks,
down low.
Elbow you right in. He'd throw those little elbows right into people's ribs. I mean, the guy was like what 6'2", 6'3",
and
but
the Utah Jazz had that pick and roll, man, down to science, man. Like,
dude, I remember watching the Bulls and the Jazz, and the 2 years they played against each other in the finals. Man,
yeah.
those games made me like.
Yeah, that's why I hate when people say Jordan only beat like plumbers back then, plumbers and mechanics. No, dude, the Utah Jazz were a well-oiled machine, man. They were well
They
coached.
were,
If it
but
wasn't for
look at
Jordan,
the
they
East back then. The
yeah,
Eastern Conference when Jordan was
Knicks,
there.
Pacers, yeah,
Look who he
yeah.
had to play against. Look at the gauntlet he had to go through to get to the finals,
Oh
man.
yeah,
When
yeah.
when LeBron was with the Cavaliers, who did they besides the Celtics at the time? They really didn't have any competition.
Yeah, man. LeBron had like a Patriots type ride last season. That's what I like throughout his career. You know
Yeah,
what I
they
mean?
need
The
the
East
Lakers
was
need to
garbage
lose.
back then.
I hate seeing the Lakers in the playoffs and we're sitting on the couch. I hate it.
Yeah, that sucks. I
It's a
hate.
tough pill to swallow, especially LeBron being 42 years
I've always
old.
liked watching Golden State in the playoffs too. Like I used to be like a big fan of. I used to have a Chris Mullin jersey and a Tim
Yeah,
Hardaway jersey back in the day. Golden State. I had a
Chris
Hardaway.
Mullin
I had a
and that
Chris Mullin
flat
Golden
top.
State jersey, and I had a Tim Hardaway Olympic jersey. Those are my guys. Them three. Mitch Richmond, Run TMC, and
I had
then y'all
I had
traded
a
Mitch
Mullins
Richmond for
one.
Billy Owens.
I had a Mullins jersey. I definitely had Jordan. I had 3 Jordan jerseys. I had the red jersey, white jersey, and I had the black with the red pinstripe.
Yeah,
I was a big Jordan fan back then, man. Dude, I had it like I'd work with my dad on the weekends while I was in school. I'd save
yeah.
up my money and buy the Jordans, and I mean,
Yeah, I never could afford Jordans. I'd always have like
dude,
just
it'd take
prior
me.
seasons.
It'd
Like, but these
probably
are
like
cooler.
what was making me mad when I was a kid was like I had to save up for like 5 weeks in order for me to get them, and this was back when they're like
Oh yeah, yeah,
$95 a pair. Which I
yeah.
was a
Back then,
kid,
my
I
parents
was
wouldn't
wearing
buy
like
me that shit.
I was wearing like a size 8 when I was a kid, so they're like
Yeah,
$95 back then, which is probably $195 now. But by the time I get I was like, man, these are awesome. But by the time I got my money to buy them, the new ones came out. So I'm like, I want the older
yeah,
ones that just came out, and
yeah.
then the new ones that just came out, I want them too. It's like it was never ending, man.
They were nice
But
sneakers, man.
they were, dude. I'll say to this day, man, they're the most comfortable pair of shoes I've ever had in my life. I
You
had
know,
a
what I
pair
was a
of
big fan of.
Jumpman.
I, I had I was a fan of. I had a Sean Kemp jersey.
Yeah, I like Sean Kemp. Dude, they need to
Uh,
bring the Supersonics back.
yeah, I know.
They, I mean, I
Stepped
can't
up,
stand
man.
Seattle-based team. I don't. I mean, they're our rivals, but
They deserve a basketball team.
they do. The Supersonics did not deserve to be moved and turned into the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah,
I'll die on that hill. I always hated that move. I'm like the Oklahoma.
yeah.
I remember when they
That
first
was
moved, and
messed
I was
up.
like, "Huh? The Oklahoma City Thunder still sounds lame till this day."
Yeah, and I was glad that Charlotte ended up with the Bobcats,
Yeah,
but I still think they should have stayed the Hornets.
yeah. I
Um,
thought it was kind of stupid they did that. And what sucked for the Seattle fans was the team that the Thunder built after they moved. Like the
yeah,
team they ended up with, I was like, man, that's got to piss off them Seattle fans, man. That's really
yeah.
got
That's
to
one of
piss
the
them
reasons
off.
I kind of didn't respect Durant was for jumping to the guys that beat him, the team that beat him. Like that was kind of a lame move.
Yeah,
Like I kind of wish he would have stuck with that Oklahoma team with him and Westbrook. They
they
had a
had
nice
something
team,
going
man.
there, man.
Steven Adams was good center. James Harden was pretty nasty
Well, I'll tell you,
when he was with
one of my
Oklahoma.
favorite, I'll say one of my favorite duos in NBA, history. I'd say back in the 90s, I'd say it was Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler when they played together.
Do you remember NBA Jams in the arcades?
Yeah, dude. On my Sega Genesis, I used to rent almost every weekend. My parents would take me to the movie rental store. I'd rent Joe Montana Sports Talk Football '93, and I'd rent NBA Jam Tournament Edition that had the metal NBA basketball on the cover on fire.
Yeah, I used to spend all my quarters, man, on that game.
Oh, dude, yeah.
The first game would be against Dallas. I think they had Derek Harper and Izzolino, I think his name was. Sixers had Hersey Hawkins and Jeff Hornacek.
Yeah.
Then the Warriors, who did they have? They had like Billy Owens and it wasn't who you'd hope it'd be, like,
No, because I remember
But Rockets had Olajuwon. The Rockets were my team. I had Olajuwon and Kenny Smith.
Yeah.
And I think you were able to substitute in Robert Horry or whatever, or I forget. You had like one substitute after like the second version or whatever. But the Rockets were my team that season on NBA Jams. I'd never choose the Utah Jazz.
No, I'd always either play as the Warriors or I'd play as the Bulls. Those are the two teams I played with. And I remember when I first played.
The Bulls didn't have Jordan on there though, did they?
No, I think it was Pippen.
Wasn't it like Pippen and Horace Grant, or I know B.J. Armstrong was on one of them.
Yeah, I want to say Kerr. Was Kerr on one of them?
Maybe.
I think
it was Steve Kerr. I think one of them was John Paxson too.
Yeah,
it was like totally who you didn't want. Like, it was not Jordan.
Well, it's like I think when they really started putting
Bill Cartwright.
Right. I think NBA Live 2000 when it came out for PlayStation 1. I think that's the one they finally put Jordan in.
Yeah,
and you had to unlock him. You had to unlock him, and you could play him.
By typing him in as a created player.
Yeah, that I think it was NBA Live 2000 or 2001 where you had to unlock him, but you could only play him in a game of 21 1-on-1.
Yeah,
there's like a game mode.
For a while, it was like him and Barkley.
Yeah,
they were like in no games whatsoever. Like, such dicks, man.
Dude, that's like with Charles Barkley, man. I give him credit for sticking with the Suns as long as he did. I mean, they never won anything, but
I will never approve of that trade, man. When we traded it for Jeff Hornacek, Andrew Lang, and Tim Perry, that was a god awful trade, man. Sixers were so bad back then, dude. It was like, I don't blame Barkley for wanting to, get traded and wanting to go, because Harold Katz was a terrible owner at the time.
Yeah,
I wish he would have been able to play under Pat Croce's ownership. That would have been pretty cool. But I love Barkley as a player, man. Barkley was my guy.
I'm not a fan of the Warriors' current the front office. They're not. Man, their drafts are ugly. They're not bringing. They brought in Jimmy Butler, and I was happy
pretty
about
nice,
that.
Man. Yeah, Butler's. Like I said, I like Butler.
Yeah, the Butler move. I mean, he is an older player, but he's still a baller. I was happy with that. But we got was it Kristaps Porzingis?
Yeah, he's like a 7'1" power forward.
But he's like he's
always injured.
He's never available, and it's like
he's never. That's why he's not on the Mavericks anymore.
The player I hate that we ended up letting go was Jordan Poole. I thought he was a good player, man, but him and Draymond Green hated each other.
Yeah. What I was surprised when y'all got rid of when you let Klay Thompson go.
Yeah, I hated that, man. But I don't know, I think he was burned out. being there. He wanted to be the main guy, you know.
Yeah,
He wasn't going to be the main guy there. That's Curry's house, you know.
he's
But
still pretty good.
he's still pretty good, but he used to be pretty decent at defense, man, when he was at his peak with the Warriors. But man, he regressed heavy on defense.
Yeah, I thought he was a really good defender. I really wanted the Sixers to end up with him at that, when the whole kind of his whole trade speculation was going on. Before he got that new contract, I really wanted him to end up on the Sixers. I thought he would have been a perfect fit with Embiid and Ben Simmons, but that never happened. Yeah, and I do think you guys got Al Horford too. I can't believe Al Horford still plays, man.
You guys got a good setup right now. Y'all's roster is pretty young.
Yeah,
minus Embiid. I mean, Embiid's a little older, but I think he's picked the perfect time to really show up. Like I guess he's tired of his name being dragged through the mud and being doubted. You know, I'm thinking this would probably be his busting out tour. You know, but I like that player. I have Edgecombe.
Yeah, he's
and
nasty,
what's
man.
the
He reminds me of Jimmy Butler, man. Like he reminds me of a lot, like a little bit shorter.
Yeah,
like a little bit shorter Jimmy Butler.
He's physical, bro.
Who's that? Who do you think is going to be the star of Golden State once Curry leaves? Whose team do you think it'll be? Podzimski?
I don't. Probably his, but I'm still doubtful about that. I think when Curry retires, I think they're going to go through a hard reset.
I think so too.
Because I think Kerr's on his way out after this season's over, even though the Warriors aren't playing any basketball right now. But I think he's going to wait and see what happens after everything. He might move on to like a GM level position. I don't think he'll coach.
Well, I think you guys will end up with like a top 3 lottery pick. You know what I mean?
I hope so, man. They got to get somebody.
I think your odds are pretty high when it comes to the lottery.
We need Dallas's luck, man. Getting a player like Cooper Flag. I'd love to have a player. Huh?
I hate Cooper Flag. I'd love to have him on my team, but I hate him.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. I'll tell you a player I wish I had on my team, to be honest with you, is I like this kid. I just wish he'd get his head straightened out. That's Ja Morant.
Oh yeah, Morant.
Memphis.
Yeah. I thought Morant could be like another Iverson.
Dude, he's a beast, man. But he just has to. He's still one of my favorite players in the league. I love watching him play, man. Because dude, I mean, he's awesome. But he just the outside stuff, man. I'm like, dude, leave that shit alone. Quit trying to be something you're not.
The one good thing is the Warriors have like all full ownership of their first round picks for like the next 5 seasons, except for 2030. That's the only one where they don't own their own first round pick. They own their 2026, 27. They keep their 2000. They keep their 2030 pick is protected. So if they land in the top 20, they get to keep it. If they land between 20 and 20, they have to trade the pick to the Mavericks. I think that was for Porzingis.
Yeah.
They have all their second round picks.
I think next season will be Curry's retirement tour. Yeah. When that happens, I think be honest with you, I think he's going to wait and see what Kerr does.
Yeah, they actually say the Warriors most likely they finish with the 11th worst record in the league. So like if you're gonna lose, you might as well tank. Like in my opinion. Like you know what I mean? I hated it, like, but it makes sense.
I'm not a fan of tanking, but In the grand
Like, if
scheme
you
of
have like
things,
no hope whatsoever, like, it got us Embiid, and it got us. Well, it had us Ben Simmons, but I
well, the
hated
way I
it.
look at it, yeah, go win some meaningless games, but you're hurting your draft stock when you do that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
I mean,
why hurt your
I hate when
future?
teams do it, but it makes
Yeah.
sense. It's the right thing to do, in my opinion. Like, but I do hate it.
I just hate being in that situation. Like, dang, we're really at the point where we have to tank. You know, it's like,
Yeah,
golly.
you
I'm
start
sitting there
letting
riding
guys
high, dude.
you
Like,
start letting guys stay on the injured list. Like, you start picking up G League players. It's
dude,
something insane.
in the like 2000 teens, man, like 14, 15, dude, I was riding high, bro. The Giants was winning World Series. The Warriors were winning championships. The 49ers, like, made a turnaround with Harbaugh as their head coach. Like, dude, Bay Area, it was big for the Bay Area, man. And now we're back. I think the Warriors aren't doing anything. The Giants are horrible right now. 49ers are the only team doing anything for the Bay Area. San Jose Sharks, they're right there. I mean, they're
Yeah,
right there.
Sharks got a young star, right? Don't they have a?
Yeah, Macklin Celebrini. He came close to breaking Gretzky's rookie record.
Yeah, that's a cool name, man. Scalabrini.
Yeah, he's badass, dude. And
Scalabrini.
then they made it official too. The Sharks have the second overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They need to get a
All right, well,
defender,
dude,
man. They need a defender.
I have to cook my dad dinner.
That's
I
cool,
haven't
man.
cooked
Yeah,
him
I'm about to
anything
get
to
off
eat.
myself. It's
About
9
to make
o'clock
me a
here.
cheesesteak. Yeah, but good talking, man. Good
Yeah,
show.
bro.
We'll talk after the show, or we'll talk this week. So
Cool.
have a good night, Ben. Have a good night,
You too, bro.
listeners, and see you next time Thursday.